Ever wondered why some people stay calm and collected in the face of adversity while others fall apart? Imagine if you could unlock the secret to maintaining inner peace no matter the chaos around you. Welcome to the transformative power of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy surprisingly relevant to our modern times. Today, let's delve into 7 essential Stoic tips that can not only help you solve problems with the people around you, but also find strength and serenity in life's storms. Are you ready? First tip, the art of perception. Picture yourself on a trail, walking through unfamiliar terrain. Around you, nature unfolds its beauty and complexity. Suddenly you come across a stone in your path. You stumble but manage to regain balance in time to avoid falling. At this moment, 2 choices present themselves. You can either see the stone as a frustrating obstacle, a hindrance in your path, or as a valuable reminder to pay more attention to your surroundings, an opportunity to grow and learn. This choice, though simple, illustrates a powerful principle. It's not the external events that disturb our peace, but rather the interpretation we give them. Stoic philosophy teaches us exactly that. Our power lies in the ability to choose how we interpret and react to events around us. But how can we apply this ancient wisdom to our daily lives, especially when faced with situations that seem, at first glance, negative or challenging? First, it's crucial to recognize that perception is the lens through which we view the world. This lens can be adjusted, and Stoic practice invites us to examine and, when necessary, change these adjustments. When something happens to us, we tend to react automatically, following old patterns of thinking. However, by questioning these initial perceptions, we may discover that many of our internal and external conflicts are, in fact, misunderstandings or distorted interpretations of reality. How to do this in practice? Start with self-observation. When you feel disturbed by something, ask yourself, what does this really mean? Am I seeing the situation as it is, or am I adding my own narrative of fear, anxiety, or frustration? This pause for reflection can open up space for a new interpretation, more aligned with reality and less laden with negative emotion. Additionally, adopt the perspective of an external observer. Imagine that you are watching the situation from the outside, without emotional involvement. This distance can help see things more clearly, allowing for a more balanced and less reactive response. Practical examples from everyday life illustrate this concept well. If someone directs harsh words at you, you can choose to feel offended and react with anger, perpetuating the cycle of conflict. Or you can ask yourself, is this person really attacking me, or are they expressing their own pain or frustration? This shift in perspective can turn a moment of tension into an opportunity for understanding and empathy. Now I invite you to reflect. In what areas of your life can you begin to apply this practice of questioning your perceptions? Perhaps it's at work, in family relationships, or even in how you perceive yourself. So are you ready to adjust your lens and see the world in a new light? This is a journey worth taking, and it begins with a simple yet powerful questioning of our own perceptions. Second tip, maintain objectivity. Objectivity is the result of a calm and stable mind. This powerful statement by Seneca invites us to reflect on the importance of maintaining serenity amidst the whirlwind of emotions that often beset us. But how can we actually achieve this objectivity and inner peace, especially when we find ourselves in the eye of an emotional storm? First, let's acknowledge that emotions, however turbulent they may be, are transient. They come and go like waves in the ocean of our consciousness. The key is not to be swept away by these waves, but to learn to surf them with skill and balance. This begins with the practice of emotionally distancing ourselves from problems, not to ignore them, but to observe them in a different light. Imagine yourself on a mountain, looking at the landscape below. From that height, everything seems smaller, more manageable. Similarly, by elevating your perspective above immediate emotions, you gain a clearer and broader view of the situation. This doesn't mean denying your feelings, but rather taking a step back to better understand the big picture. This objectivity brings with it a series of benefits. Firstly, it allows you to approach problems more rationally and less impulsively. Issues that seemed unsolvable up close become clearer when viewed from a safe emotional distance. Moreover, this clarity promotes inner peace as you cease to be at the mercy of your emotions and instead become their master. How to apply this in practice? When faced with a conflict or challenge, take a pause, breathe deeply and remember the mountain. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is this affecting my ability to see the situation clearly? Allow yourself to feel what is necessary, but do not cling to these emotions. Instead, seek to understand their origin and what is truly at stake. Another useful strategy is to seek the perspective of another person. Talking to a trusted individual about the problem can provide new insights and help you see things from a different angle. Just make sure to choose someone who can offer an objective view, someone who is not as emotionally involved as you are. Remember, objectivity is not an escape from emotions, but a way to understand and manage them more effectively. It is a powerful tool for resolving conflicts, not only with others, but also within yourself. By cultivating a calm and stable mind, you not only facilitate problem solving, but also promote a state of peace and inner balance. Tip number 3, cultivate empathy. What is bad for the hive is bad for the bee. This thought by Marcus Aurelius echoes a profound truth about the interconnected nature of our existence. In an increasingly fragmented world, this perspective serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of recognizing our interdependence. Each of us, with our struggles and challenges, is part of a broader fabric, a community that can only thrive when each member is valued and understood. When considering the actions and words of others, it's easy to fall into the trap of immediate judgment, especially when those actions negatively affect us. However, if we look beyond the surface, we will realize that each person is a universe of experiences, fears, hopes, and dreams. Often the behavior we perceive as harmful is simply the result of someone trying to navigate their own internal storms as best they can. So how can we build this bridge of empathy that Marcus Aurelius suggests? It starts with a willingness to listen and an attempt to understand. Before forming a response or judgment, take a pause and ask yourself, what might this person be going through? How might their life experiences be shaping their actions now? This genuine curiosity for the well-being of others is the first step toward understanding. Additionally, empathy requires practice. Like any skill, the more we exercise it, the more natural it becomes. This can start with small gestures, offering a listening ear to a friend in distress, seeking to understand the perspective of someone you disagree with, or simply offering a smile to a stranger. Each of these actions plants the seeds of empathy, creating an environment where mutual understanding can flourish. And make no mistake, empathy has the power to transform not only individual relationships, but also entire communities. When we strive to understand the pains and perspectives of others, we create a space for dialogue and conflict resolution. Empathy dissolves the barriers of us versus them, and reminds us that deep down, we all seek the same fundamental things: to be understood, valued, and loved. So I ask you, how can you practice empathy today? What steps can you take to become a force of understanding and connection in your community? Remember, every act of empathy, no matter how small, is a step toward a more harmonious and understanding world. It's a reminder that, while we may be as individual as bees, we are infinitely stronger and more resilient when we work together for the good of the hive. Number 4. Practice patience and tolerance. Patience is the strength of the wise. These words of Epictetus resonate with timeless truth, especially when applied to the intricate fabric of human relationships. In our shared journey, we encounter a diversity of personalities, each carrying their own stories, wounds, and life lessons. In this scenario, patience and tolerance emerge not only as virtues, but as essential tools for navigating the complexities of interpersonal relationships. But what does it really mean to be patient and tolerant in human relationships? It is to recognize that, just like us, everyone is on a constant journey of evolution. It is to understand that each interaction, each conflict, and each misunderstanding offers an opportunity to grow, learn, and expand our capacity to love and forgive. When we face others' shortcomings with patience, we are actually acknowledging our own imperfection and humanity. Allow me to invite you to reflect. How often do we get irritated or frustrated with someone's actions, forgetting that behind those behaviors are internal struggles of which we are unaware? How often do we miss the opportunity to reach out, to offer a look of understanding, simply because our patience was overshadowed by the heat of the moment? The truth is that perfection is indeed an illusion, an unattainable ideal that often prevents us from appreciating the inherent beauty of imperfections. Each person we meet, each relationship we cultivate, is a unique mosaic of qualities and flaws. And it is precisely this imperfection that makes us authentically human, weaving the rich tapestry of the human experience. Practicing patience, therefore, means embracing this imperfection, both in others and in ourselves. It means having the strength to endure adversity, the wisdom to forgive shortcomings, and the vision to see beyond momentary mistakes. When we arm ourselves with patience and tolerance, we are not simply avoiding conflicts. We are building bridges of understanding and empathy, strengthening the bonds that unite us. So how can we cultivate these qualities in our daily lives? Start with small steps. Practice active listening. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Remember your own shortcomings before judging others. Remember that every person you encounter is facing their own battles, often invisible to your eyes. Finally, know that patience and tolerance are like muscles that strengthen with use. The more we practice them, the more natural they become, transforming not only the way we interact with others, but also how we perceive ourselves and relate to ourselves. Tip number 5, exercise the virtue of courage. The true measure of a man is not how he behaves in moments of comfort, but how he stands in times of controversy and challenge. These wise words of Epictetus touch on the essence of Stoic courage, an attribute that transcends the simple act of facing danger and is deeply rooted in character strength and adherence to principles and values, even when circumstances are unfavorable. This form of courage is manifested not only in life's great battles, but also in everyday moments where integrity is tested. Being firm yet gentle is a delicate balance that requires a profound understanding of oneself and others. It means having the strength to say no when faced with what is wrong, while maintaining openness to dialogue and understanding others' perspectives. This stance is not a display of weakness, but an expression of respect for the complexity of human relationships and the multiplicity of truths that compose the social fabric. Guiding oneself by integrity rather than fear is perhaps one of the greatest challenges we face. Fear is a natural response to perceived threats, whether physical, emotional, or social. However, Allowing fear to dictate our actions can divert us from the path we know to be right. Integrity, on the other hand, offers us an internal compass, a guide that helps us navigate life's storms with the certainty that we are acting according to our highest principles. When facing problems with others, it is crucial to remember that each person is fighting their own battle, often invisible to our eyes. Approaching conflicts with empathy and understanding, seeking solutions that respect the dignity of all involved, is a testament to Stoic courage. This does not mean unconditionally yielding or abandoning our values, but rather seeking common ground, always guided by the light of integrity. Therefore, I invite you to reflect on how you can live according to these Stoic principles in your own life. How can you cultivate the courage to stand firm in your values, even when it is difficult? How can you approach challenges with a combination of firmness and gentleness? Remember that true Stoic courage is an invitation to live a life of integrity, guided not by fear, but by unwavering conviction in our deepest principles and values. Sixth tip: the practice of death contemplation, memento mori. Though it may seem grim or even morbid at first glance, it actually plays a vital role in helping us cultivate gratitude, appreciation for the present moment, and a deeper connection with those around us. Memento mori invites us to remember that our existence in this world is fleeting. Each moment, each breath, is a precious gift, not to be taken for granted. This awareness isn't about fostering a fear of death, but rather inspiring a deeper appreciation for life. It's an invitation to live more fully, recognizing that each day we have is a unique opportunity to love, learn, grow, and contribute to the well-being of others. Imagine for a moment that every interaction we have with our loved ones could be the last. How would that change the way we treat them? How would it influence our words, our actions, and our choices? The contemplation of death challenges us not to let unsaid words, ungiven hugs, or opportunities to express our love and gratitude go unnoticed. It reminds us to forgive quickly, to release minor resentments, and to value relationships above trivialities. In addition to deepening our relationships, memento mori also serves as a catalyst for action. Knowing that our time is limited, we are encouraged to live with purpose, to pursue our passions, and to pursue our dreams with urgency and determination. It's a reminder not to procrastinate, not to postpone our goals and aspirations, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. However, the practice of death contemplation also teaches us to accept the impermanence of everything around us. Everything in life, whether joy or sorrow, encounters or farewells, is temporary. This realization helps us maintain a balanced perspective in the face of life's vicissitudes, strengthening our emotional resilience and our ability to face challenges with serenity and grace. So I invite you to integrate the practice of memento mori into your daily life. Let it inspire you to live each day with more meaning, to cherish the people and experiences in your life, and to embrace each moment with gratitude and fullness. Remember, the contemplation of death is not about the end, but about the beauty and preciousness of life. It's a call to live more consciously, with love and compassion, making the most of the time that has been granted to us. Seventh and final tip: develop emotional resilience. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The words of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Roman emperors and Stoic philosophers, resonate with a wisdom that is as relevant today as it was in his own time. This quote touches on the essence of emotional resilience, an indispensable quality in the art of living well. Emotional resilience is that inner strength that allows us to navigate life's storms with balance and serenity, without being overcome by them. Building this inner fortress begins with accepting impermanence, Everything in life is transient, our experiences, feelings, and even the opinions others hold of us. By accepting this fundamental truth, we begin to release our attachment to outcomes and expectations. Impermanence is not a reason for despair, but an invitation to appreciate the present moment and value what we have while we have it. Another pillar of emotional resilience is the practice of detachment from others' opinions and actions. Often, we find ourselves worried or disturbed by what others think of us or how they act toward us. However, the liberating truth that Marcus Aurelius reminds us of is that we have control only over our own minds and reactions, not over others' actions or thoughts. When we internalize this, we are able to maintain our peace of mind even in the face of criticism or rejection. Emotional resilience is also nurtured by the mindful practice of reflection and self-questioning. When faced with challenges or negative feedback, we can ask ourselves, what can this teach me? How can I use this experience to grow? This approach not only helps us find value in our difficulties, but also prevents us from being consumed by negative emotions. To incorporate these principles into your life, start small. Practice observing your thoughts and reactions without judgment, remembering your ability to choose how to respond. Remember that criticism and rejection are merely external opinions, not definitions of your worth as a person. And finally, make it a habit to reflect on the things you are grateful for daily. In summary, emotional resilience is a journey of acceptance, detachment, reflection, and gratitude. It empowers us to face life's waves with dignity and strength, keeping our peace of mind intact. As Marcus Aurelius wisely pointed out, by recognizing the power we have over our minds, we discover the source of our true strength. As we conclude our journey through these 7 Stoic tips, it's impossible not to reflect on the transformative impact these principles can have on our lives. But remember, the path to wisdom and serenity is continuous and ever-evolving. What we've explored today are the seeds of transformation, ready to be nurtured by your curiosity and willingness to grow. And now, I extend an invitation to you. Turn these seeds into flourishing trees. How? Take the first step by leaving a like if you found value in this video and subscribe to the channel to not miss the next steps of this incredible journey. Your interaction is the fertile soil where our ideas can blossom and reach even more minds in search of clarity and peace. We are just getting started, and the path ahead of us is filled with discoveries. In the next video, we will delve even deeper into Stoic practices, exploring how they can help us build stronger and more meaningful relationships. Are you ready to take the next step on this journey? Together, let's discover how to live a life not just well-lived, but deeply meaningful. Until then, keep reflecting, growing, and challenging yourself. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.